Ein and Saya. I think they were sitting here doing button checks before we started the stream. Doing button checks now. They're staying with these two characters. We're going to have a pretty heavy zoning game going on. Ein being a middle of the pack kind of character. Not too strong, not horribly weak. Zones in a lot of lines with their full screen gunshots, retreating gunshots. JP with the Saya, on the other hand, is a character who has a lot of screen control and has a lot of interesting conversions that she can do. Has good full screen checks, heavy full screen punishes in the name of her supers, in the name of her variable rush. A variable rush, something we actually didn't see in the last game. It's your system rondo, if you will, if you know that term. And I don't know if they're actually just doing checks or they're just still going. Yeah, starting to look like an NRS button check. Okay, Saber. Saber and Saya. Saber is actually a really strong character in this game. Even though she doesn't have projectiles, she has a really strong neutral, a lot of good long pokes, mid-range pokes, coupled by Excalibur. If you happen to know Fate lore, Fate Stay Night lore to be more specific, this actually ties into the mechanics of the story. If you don't know, there's a little bit of spoilers of how Excalibur works. I'll save it for if the time comes. And JP with an actual solid team of Saya, Tsunemori, and Henri. Tsunemori, Akane Tsunemori, a really good assist for conversion. Just a straight high shot that electrocutes people and with the Dominator and brings it back down to the ground. Henri looking very similar to Franco. Just a hail of bullets. Functions differently is where if you hit somebody on the ground, it doesn't pick them up just like Franco would. But you see Zhente, dropping his variable rush. And that's actually the end. That could have been a really big conversion because he had 2 assists loaded. He could have easily gotten out of that round. But he still gets a second chance. It's no big deal. Hacking through with the 2As. Since he has Franco. One good thing about Franco is that she's a low cooldown assist. So it's one of the first ones that you'll get. In fact, I want to say it's the second fastest charge in the game. Second to, I believe her name is Miyuki. Something you don't see very often. Speaking of cancels, a little too far. Thought he had the corner so we can have the Franco pick up. He was looking for Excalibur, but when you have Excalibur and you try to do your level 1 super, it just reseats the sword. When Excalibur is unseated, invisible, her Noble Phantasm, you get a damage boost, but you lose this super right here, which we get back, keeping them pinned in the air, but can't get any kind of conversion with an air blockable. All normals are air blockable in this game. More specifically, your 6A anti-airs, and you're looking to Vanishing Guard to make him safe. Gets the punish on the blast, but can't really convert. Jump to C. Try to convert all the way down to the variable rush. Do it out there, Hail Mary. Sometimes you get a catch. And a big catch is all you need to get the conversion, get the touchdown, and get out of game 1. Good looks for JP as I was going through my little bit of a tutorial. How about I get out of that and into the match, into the action that's going down, because you got some real hitters over here. 5C. Doesn't really have anything to convert yet. You get it at Blast. It's really early to do Blast. You want to hold on to that. There's a lot of utility you can get out of your Blast. Zhente. Straight blows, can't find a conversion. Was probably looking for his overhead slam or his rushing slam. Got a DP instead. Blocking the meat bomb. Makes the Dragon Assist counter call. Ooh, and I don't know what that blast was about, but that's a big resource to give up at this point in time. There is no need to do it. I'm pretty sure he was safe. JP with the conversion. But he was too early on the jump C, or the jump E, excuse me. Retro call. He's trying to get some kind of cover fire to get in. That gets blown up. Go ahead with the level 3. The animate. I have no idea. He really thought that he can get over it since you see it's a straight beam, but all he had to do was block it. Vanishing guard if he wanted to be safe, but he tried to play chicken. He got ran over. 4 2As. That's going to be heavily scaled. So much that 2E didn't confirm, but no big deal. Five A, 5E. Eventually catching the 5C. Trading vanishing guards. Converting all the way down. Good looks by Zhente. Having JP locked in the corner. Invalid combos. I think it was actually invalid twice. I don't know why he was afraid of an error reset that high up. That could cost him as he eventually gets a variable rush. Takes the damage ender. You have 3 enders from your variable rush. A damage ender, more of a combo ender, and a launcher. Always Franco one more time, trying to keep a pin in the corner. Poking with 2C, 2E. But 5B, closing that out. Zhente evens it up, 1-1.
Get ready.
We're gonna jump C, just trying whatever he can to stay on top of JP and not give him the room to start the zoning game. This is another jump C. And JP coming in with his patented quad 2As. A little too much, but he still gets a nice little beefy 5K, approximate 5K. 5E was looking for an anti or any kind of poke, can't find anything. As I believe all characters, if not all, then most of them have upper body invincible 6As, so they're really good against high pokes in this game. Excalibur is out. But that is the last we're gonna hear the tale in this round as JP moves on the match, or excuse me, game point. I gotta get it in my system that even though we're still early in the bracket, 3 out of 5 the entire way. 3 out of 5 top 8, that's what we're bringing you at Momocon. It's the cross up slash, and that is a cross up overhead if it actually crosses up. Depending on your spacing, it might be front side. It's a really good move. Looks for the Akane conversion, gets it, but he misses the follow-up. Could have possibly been looking for an air reset. Looking for an anti-air with a vanishing guard, nothing there, decides to blast out. Counter blast coming out of Zhente. Ooh, missed the link from the 5C or the connection from the 5C. Just took all of the assists. Doesn't have anything to work with. Forced to go down to a variable rush. Damage route. It's gonna leave JP high enough to move out if he wants to. As you see, drilling to the other side and gets his chance to play again. Test lets out the low slash. Confirms with the super.
Get ready.
We're about to get break point here in game 3. JP thought he can stroll in, got checked up with the 2As. Speaking of 2As, only went with 3 this time. But still too far to get a big confirm. Or at least some kind of knockdown. Just looking for the helm flitter. You might need to take that over to the Marvel section, my friend. But then one drills and bursts out. Doesn't want to find himself in a corner situation. JP looks like he's going to put him in there one way or another. Has Akane for the conversion. Takes the throw. Going for the repeat. You've seen this twice in one combo. Henry confirmed. Just the 2E to keep this down. But the reset with the drill, I don't think he was actually looking for that. Was hoping that there was going to be a faster tech and that was going to be pressure. And with that broke up all of his momentum. Gives Zhente a chance before he gets rolled up by a 2E. Now Zhente is in an okay position before he gets interrupted by a 2C. Luckily he's out of range, just mashes on Dragon. Oh no. Wasn't looking for the super meat girl. Saya taking game 3.
Get ready.
But here we go into game 4. Zhente already using his blast. Didn't really get anything from him. Just trying to bandage some wounds that would have been coming. He finds himself still in prime position. Gets the anti-air 6A. Nothing he can really do from it. JP with a 6A of his own. Can't find a command throw. Couple of two-way starting that off, interrupting any kind of pressure that was coming back, any kind of retaliation. Zhente trying to keep JP contained, can't really do so. 2B, but 2B is not 2B at this point. Nothing really done. Trading vanishing guards. Something that you see very often from knowledgeable players, but not like the cream of the crop. People who will trade vanishing guards back and forth because that's your initial response. You don't want to lose your plus frames because you're -3 when you get vanished. But so the natural reaction is to vanish back. But a lot of people are just too stubborn to do something such as backdashing or jumping away, which are things you can actually do. Jump into the vanishing guard, and it is a high-low. So it would have taken a 2B to actually bait that one out, not a 2A. Saber's 2A is still a mid. As you see there as it gets vanished by a low. Trying to dash in from the meat bomb. Put under so heavy pressure. Vanishing guard. Or, excuse me, variable rush. So many V's in this game. Maybe trying to connect a couple of them and get a W up here in game 4. Let's the level 3 go. Seeing anime one more time. I think JP is actually trying to challenge this one again. Why? I almost want to call collusion at this point. Gun first beams. That's one of the downfalls of Dragon is there's a little bit of a charge up before she lets it rip. That's all that JP needed to get on match point. I say getting on match point as I clearly looked at Zhente getting his point, trying to get it a break. It's a little hectic back here, my bad. Oh, it's gonna work one way or another. Dashing through. Oh, man, I think he was looking for a quarter circle forward, getting the slam so he can roll him into the corner, and that's a big drop that JP will take. Gets it to Nomori, confirm again, doubling down on the supers. Trying to peak 8K, gets it invalid, we take those. They're looking for a reset, and there was no tech out. I guess he actually did want to reset, but he couldn't get anything. Gassing around a little too much. But it's okay because Zhente found his confirm, but decided to hold on to his resources one more time. He's going to have to hold on to him as he goes down to the bracket of alternative success.